Indeed, let's stay with Parliament on issues to do with vetting, among other things. And the 9th Parliament, inaugurated on January 7, 2025, has approved 6 ministers so far. Now, it's marking its early strides in Ghana's legislative process. Now, this Parliament has been characterized by its unique structure with an absolute majority of the National Democratic Congress. Now, out of the 276 members of Parliament, 183 represent the NDC, 83 are from the New Patriotic Party, and 4 are independent candidates. Now, results from the Blakoma North constituency remain outstanding. The independent MPs have aligned with the majority, effectively increasing the NDC's caucus to 187 members. Now, the leadership of the current Parliament includes the Right Honourable Abon Bagbin, who retains his position as Speaker, with Bernard Ahiafo and Andrew Esiama Amwako serving as the first and second Deputy Speakers, respectively. On the minority side, Alexander Afenyo-Markin has been appointed Minority Leader, supported by Patricia Piaget as Deputy Minority Leader, Frank Anodompre as Minority Chief Whip, with Habib Idrisu and Jerry Ahmed Shaib as the first and second Deputy Minority Whips for the minority side. Now, for the majority, the speculation suggests that Mahama Yariga will lead as Majority Leader, with Ricketts Egan as Deputy Majority Leader, and Roxanne Nelson Dafiamako as Chief Whip, and Comfort Doye Kujo Gansa as the first Deputy Whip. So let's explore how this structure can foster parliamentary democracy. Joining us via telephone is former Majority Leader, the Honourable Kyei-Mensah-Bonsu. Honourable, if you can hear me, welcome to Channel One Newsroom.
Thank you for having me.
What have you been up to these days since you left Parliament?
Well, I've been doing party business. Remember when we lost, the president nominated me to be part of the members of the ruling party, the then ruling party, in the presidential transition team. So we had been working since then. We worked until the 7th of January.
Okay.
But I will tell you that even after that, we still needed to have time to complete our report.
Okay.
So we have been working behind the scenes on these things. My own party, we performed, bluntly speaking, rather badly, to be more blunt.
Right.
We performed very poorly and abysmally. The party in Ashanti put up a team to interrogate the circumstances that led to our crash.
Right.
And I have been put in charge of it. So I have been dealing with it. I guess the next couple of weeks we should be through with everything. And then I can then begin to think of taking a back seat, reclining to take a good rest, then coming back to do whatever I plan to do.
Right. I know you've said there's a committee that has been set up for the Ashanti and as well as the whole country to look at that. But from your initial thoughts around this, you're an experienced politician. What do you think led to the massive defeat your party suffered at the polls?
I don't want to jump the gun.
Okay.
Even though from the top of my head, I can count a number of factors. But you don't want to prejudice the work of the committee that's been tasked to do it. And even in the Ashanti region, subcommittees, 5 subcommittees, operate into the constituencies. On a daily basis, each subcommittee is visiting 2 constituencies. And so I think as of Yesterday, they had done close to 30 or so.
Okay.
I think about 17 to be done. Today, they are doing about 10. But I think by tomorrow, they should be able to accomplish their task. Then we take it from there.
Okay.
As I'm saying, even though from the top of my head, I can recollect and, talk about a few things that have happened. I don't want to prejudice what the committee may be dealing with. So let's see what comes out of it. From the committee's report, right. Then the party would know exactly what, because people are talking. They keep informing me on daily basis what the majority of the people are talking about. Let the reports reflect that. Let the reports reflect that. I don't want to do anything to prejudice their work.
All right. So how closely have you been following developments in Parliament recently?
On occasions I do. But I'm not able to do so always. For instance, today there was something that I was doing with with Parliament, and there's some business for Parliament, and I couldn't really follow what was happening in the chamber and before the appointment committee, even though thereafter I've heard some reports about happenings in Parliament and before the appointment committee.
Okay, well, we'll get into that, but before we do that, I want to look at Parliament in general. What is your view on concerns that the NDC's absolute majority might stifle effective parliamentary oversight of the executive?
Well, I don't think it will. Look,
okay.
in 1993, when the then minority parties boycotted the parliamentary elections, there were only 2 members of parliament who didn't belong to the NDC or the other appendages of the NDC that were in parliament. The 2 MPs were Honorable Ndebugri and Hawa Yakubu. Their voices registered strongly. And the people of this country got to know what was wrong with the Rawlings administration. And then the next succeeding elections, the MPP was able, from Ground Zero, was able then to garner 61 seats. 1 seat was barely 31%. 4 years thereafter, they were able to increase their own seats by over 60%. So from 61%, from 61 seats, they increased to 102, about 60% increase. What it means is that if this parliament is able to work hard, they will be able to, and they're able to increase by 60% the next 4 years. There will be a majority again. So it all depends on the hard work that they put up in the interim, that is between now and 2028. It is possible to win by power. As I'm saying, a party in opposition is really anchored by the party in parliament.
Okay.
So a lot will depend on the effectiveness and efficiency of the parliamentary group.
Right. Now let's come to the issue on the vetting. What do you make of the way the appointments committee have gone about their work so far?
First, they raised issues about the composition of the appointment committee. The standing orders provide that there will be a standing membership of the appointment committee. And then the committee will be complemented by the subject matter committee members. So that if you have a person nominated for the finance ministry, the standing members will be there, composed basically of the leadership of the House, and the subject matter committee like the finance committee members, the leadership of the finance committee members, will then join them.
Yeah.
You'll join them, have the full complement of the committee. Unfortunately, what we are seeing now is that even though the committees have not been composed yet, the appointment committee is going on. They don't have the full complement of the committee itself. That's my worry.
Okay.
That's my worry. For instance, the Honorable Buja, when he appeared before the appointment committee, made a categorical statement that the MPP, after 8 years, has constructed only less than 700 kilometers of road.
Yeah.
Right. We didn't have anybody on the committee to, relate to it, to debate him and tell him that what he said was incorrect. And people there, they allowed him to flow. If we had had members of the committee, they would have put him in order and told him that he was misleading the country. In any event, the man has said that the arrears from the road sector loan is over it's over 130 billion.
Yeah.
Is it the case that the 700 kilometers of road cost us 100 billion, 130 billion? Anybody who knows a little about the road sector would have known that what he was saying was very misleading. Unfortunately, they didn't have the committee members, and that is my worry. That indeed is my worry, that they don't have the full complement of the committee, of the appointment committee, and yet they are going on as if nothing has happened. That's my worry. That's the first thing. The second thing that I really find regrettable is the fact that the appointment committee, anytime they have met on nominees, have advertised for the general public to participate in the proceedings.
That's right.
By submitting memoranda and so on
Yes.
about the individuals.
Yes.
To be honest, personally, I would not, for instance, doubt a person like Harun Edrusu or Otto Forsen, their competence. But we never know what is behind the curtain. So let the public have their say in it, and then we can go on. This is only the second time in the history of Parliament that the appointment committee is resorting to this. And in fact, in both instances, it happened during the period the NDC has been in power. Remember in 1997, when the Rawlings administration indicated for the ministers, deputy ministers, all of them, to continue in office. And then we said no, their time had ended, their period had ended. If Rawlings wanted them to continue, he should resubmit them.
Yeah.
He didn't want to do that. It went before the court, and the Supreme Court pronounced that the then minority group was right, in that they should be sent back to Parliament for prior approval process to go on. When the name came back to Parliament, because of the numbers in Parliament, the NDC resolved that they should continue.
Right.
And that was most unfortunate. A blanket resolution that we are not going to do any vetting, so to speak.
Yeah.
We have resolved that they should continue in office. It is the same thing that is happening.
Right.
That we don't need any public participation. As soon as a person is mentioned, he should be deemed to have been qualified by the general public. And that's worrisome.
Okay.
That's really, really worrisome. And that is what I have to take. I have to
on the whole process. Okay, we're seeing some clashes as well between the ranking member as well as the chairman of the committee. What's your thoughts on that, and how can we solve this issue that keeps coming up every now and then?
Well, I think for the two then, I would propose that normally if such should I say, give and take should happen before the television cameras is certainly not the best. And I would want to suggest that the leaders, the chairman and the leaders, have behind the curtain meetings to talk to these matters that keep popping up.
Right.
And then once they are able to do that, certainly the process will be nipped in the bud.
Right. And what do you think can be done to get the best out of these nominees that come? Some persons in the public believe that the vetting process has been a bit weak. You keep seeing that both sides say, oh, I know you're good, you can do the job, and there's no proper probing. Is that the way to go?
Well, start comment. I've been a majority leader before. I've been a minority leader before. I don't want to directly talk to the performance of the committee and the individual members. Because once you do that, it may have the effect of, undermining the committee. So I don't want to talk directly to the question that you have posed about the performance of the committee. I've already raised issues about the composition, which I think is a legal issue. As for the individual performances, a lot depends on the minority members. A lot will depend on the minority members. What I can just say is that maybe it will be important for the leadership to engage the committee members before the sitting, to structure the presentations that will be done there. Once that is done, I guess the way will be opened to the committee members to do well. I think that the committee members we could extract better performance from them if there is better structuring of the proceedings, and a lot depends on the leadership of the caucuses.
And that brings me to the issue about the leadership of the caucus and your impression about the names that are on these leadership, especially for the minority side, and the potential ones we may see for the majority side.
Again, it will be talking to the individuals, their performances, their potentials, and so on. Let me leave that one out, because, as I said, you don't want to do anything that may have the potential of, undermining the composition, should I say, or the members of the leadership. I would say that when we first came to Parliament, we had not been in Parliament before, and the strong person in leadership at the time was Kyei-Mensah. What needs to be done is to, with those who are there, to endeavor to build the capacity, the leadership. Because as I said, a lot from now onwards will depend on the performance of the minority caucus. But they are to excel. A lot will also depend on the leadership of the minority caucus, who will be required to pull them along. So I think these are early days. The caucus, the leadership, will have to fashion out programs to build the capacity of their own in leadership, and also the MPs in the minority caucus. A lot will depend on them.
Okay. My final question to you is, the President has named a Constitution Review Committee. How do you see their mandate in relation to the work you did as chair of the Constitution Review Consultative Committee?
I think that, as he said, he's putting the two reports together. And then the group that he has constituted would evaluate the two reports. The fortunate thing is that some of the names that have been mentioned were with us. They made submissions before us in the consultative committee's meetings. And I want to believe that they will carry whatever was discussed to the next level, which is what President Mahama wants to do. So I think into the next stage, we ourselves were thinking of elevating what we had done to the level of cross-sectional interrogation of the report that we had done. So I want to believe that the new committee would do exactly that, just so that we're able to make progress, because we can't remain at the same level forever. We need to make progress, and tremendous progress.
All right. Thank you very much. The Honorable Kyei-Mensah-Bonsu, former majority leader, speaking to us there.